come from Center for Sustainable Agriculture. I work with farmers. As we are celebrating 75 years of independence, I wish to take you through the journey Indian agriculture had and what is waiting for us and how we can take it forward. The Bangalore floods, which you have seen last 1 week, 10 days, it didn't happen in one day. It happened over years, the wrong choices we made, the bad governance we had, the disparities. And in the citadel of technology and some of the richest people in the country being here, if this is what can happen, if governance go wrong and bad choices can lead to such situation, imagine what is the situation of farmers, rural India. I'll take you through what has happened in agriculture with the whole kind of crisis we are seeing with the kind of bad choices we made. Punjab, whenever we talk about agriculture, food, Punjab comes to mind. Punjab is the Mecca of Green Revolution. We started in 1960s, Green Revolution with the whole goal of feeding the nation. But over a period of time, we never learned lessons from what has happened in Punjab. Food production has grown from somewhere around 55 million tons. Today we produce around 300 million tons of grains. Our warehouses are overflowing, but the producers who actually suffered to make this happen today are actually suffering. And you can see the natural resources completely destroyed. 30% of the soils are destroyed. Groundwater depletion, you can see the pesticide pollution and the stubble burning. And many times we feel what is happening in rural India is not connected with urbans. But today if you see the Punjab and Delhi, you can see the connection. The stubble burning which is happening in Punjab, every time they burn the stubble, the smoke reaches Delhi, and today the visibility, the particulate matter pollution in Delhi air is so high that you can't live there. Let's look at our own Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. We are fighting over water. The Kaveri dispute, all of you have witnessed. And the main fight starts to share water. When agriculture needs more water, and we all move towards more water-intensive crops, water becomes a point of dispute. Water becomes a point of dispute between states. Water becomes a dispute between countries. And we have fight with Bangladesh, we have fight with Nepal, and we have fight with everyone. In a situation where water is very scarce, do we still need to make the same choices, or are we learning? I come from Hyderabad, Telangana, a newly formed state. 2014, when we formed the state, we were a dry state. There were crops failed, farmer suicides. That's what Telangana was. So the state had a great dream of making farming viable. But the choice made was, we grow paddy, build dams, get water. And today we have 1 crore acres of paddy production in Telangana, highest in the country. And you know what happened with that? Every 1 acre of paddy production releases about 10 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent of greenhouse gas emissions. 1 crore acres, we have 100 million tons of GHG emissions. We have huge production. We need about 25 to 30 lakh acres of rice production for consumption locally. Today we have 1 crore acres. We have excess of production, nearly 3 crore tons of paddy. We don't know where to sell. And you know, every kg of rice in its production requires around 5,000 liters of water. 1 acre, 60 lakh liters of water. And the water stagnation and the water lifting by using power causes huge environmental pollution. And these greenhouse gas emissions, if you look at, we are talking about 100 million metric tons. 100 million metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions is equivalent to nearly 21 million cars driving for 1 year. And you know how many cars in India has? It's about 30 million cars. So imagine all cars in India, if they drive for 1 year, the amount of pollution caused is caused by the paddy production in one state in 1 year. And we all talk about greening, planting trees, and it requires about 1.6 billion trees spread over nearly about 50 million hectares of forest to absorb this amount of carbon emissions. And this is nearly 4 times the area of Telangana and nearly 18 times the forest area of Telangana. Can you imagine this will happen? Unless you stop at the source, you can never clean up at the end of the pipe. That's where I think this we need to understand in taking forward. Our lands are getting depleted. The fertilizer use efficiency is going down. In 1970s, every kg of chemical fertilizer used to produce 13 kg of grain. Today it is just 2.4 kg. 30% of land is gone and it is depleting every year. Water levels are going down and the entire water, fresh water, nearly 78% is used in agriculture. And if you want to continue with high water intensive cropping systems, high chemical intensive agriculture, we don't have future. We don't have future. And nearly about 20% of the greenhouse gas emissions are contributed by agriculture. All of us think agriculture is affected by climate change, but agriculture is also a major contributor of climate change. So unless we address that, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. The soil organic carbon is going down significantly, and that's one of the reasons the yield productivities are going down. Unless we increase the soil organic matter, you can see the soil organic map. And the data now shows that if we move towards organic agriculture, if soils can absorb the the carbon and then convert it into soil organic carbon, 2% increase in soil organic carbon can take away the entire excess carbon in the environment. It's an easy choice to make. And, another major impact, having done all these things, India became full self-sufficient, but look at what happened to the farmers. The incomes of the farmers is going down, down and down and down. Today, average income of the farmers is around 8,000 rupees. Monthly income, household income is around 8,000 rupees. Imagine many of you might be spending that 8,000 rupees in 1 or 2 days. So how a family can make a living? And Government of India, the new government in 2014 when they came to power, they said they will double the farmers' income. And look at between 2012 and 2018, what has happened? It didn't double. And where growth majorly happened is on the wages. Wages where they get as working as labor. Nothing happened on the cultivation front. In the cultivation, they get, it's just about 23% increase which has happened. And this is the national average from agriculture, livestock, businesses, and also wages together is the 8,000 rupees per month they make. And the long march which we have seen during the COVID, where people were migrating, that happened because they were all migrant labor. They have to go back in April, May, June, so that they can cultivate during the Kharif season and come back for their work back in the September, October kind of thing. This happens every year. And we don't notice because they all go in the second-class railway compartments or the local buses. We saw them because they were walking and then the media was showing them. This is an annual phenomenon in this country. So unless we can change the way agriculture happens and then the way incomes accrue for the farmers, it's going to be very, very difficult. So what are we doing? I work with Center for Sustainable Agriculture. And the Center for Sustainable Agriculture works with farmers in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra to find sustainable agriculture models. So I work directly with about 50,000 farmers, where farmers are organized into about 60 cooperatives, and these cooperatives move towards organic production and then sell directly to the consumers. We also work with nearly 2 lakh farmers spread over these states across the country, and then we help nearly about 150 other farmer cooperatives to do the same. So that's what we were trying to do. We started this in 2004. Today, in the last 20 years, this is what we could do. This is one of the village where the entire village could move towards organic, Enabavi, which is near Hyderabad. And for the last 20 years, the entire village is organic, and it showed and inspired many farmers across the country to make a transition. And any example which can stand on its own certainly paves way for a bigger change. Similarly, in 2012, one of our experiences on managing crops without using pesticides, we could reduce pesticide use in Andhra Pradesh between 2004 and 2010 by over 50%. That was telecasted as part of a Satyameva Jayate program. This is an episode called Toxic Food. And that had a huge impact where across the country people started picking up the ideas and then started moving towards this pesticide-free production. So winds of change, when we talk about, it's not only about ideas, it's about how do you execute the ideas and how you can make it simple so that many more people can take it forward. I think that's where challenge lies. Many of us have brilliant ideas, but taking it forward, executing always is a problem. So that's where we need to work out how we take it forward. These are the stores Sahajaram has across cities of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, and we sell directly to the consumers. In the regular market, farmers' share in the consumer's price is less than 30%, but in Sahajaram, farmers gets more than 50%, and the store is also owned by them. So after all the costs are taken, rest of the money goes to the farmers directly. And recently we did something bigger. We thought how long and how much we can sell to individual consumers. So when we are actually looking at the whole opportunities, temples seems to be big consumers in this country. Temples and government in India are the biggest consumers. It's not actually the individual consumers who can actually afford. So what we tried to do is, we started working with Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, and we tied all our farmers who are producing the chana dal to make laddu. So last year we could sell about 1,300 quintals, and farmers got about 10% premium over that. And this year we tied up with not only TTD, but 11 other temples in Andhra Pradesh. So government of Andhra Pradesh mediated the whole process. Today we are able to supply around 30,000 tons of 12 commodities. And we are looking at, in the next 3 to 4 years, all temples, all schools run by government of Andhra Pradesh will go organic. So it's quite possible if we can try new ideas and then try to find new ways of dealing with that. It may not be just working out with the modern retail chains. So looking from these experiences, what I would suggest, request all of you is, care for those who feed the nation. Farmers feed all of us. You must care for farmers as much as you care for your mother. Shift towards organic and naturally grown foods. Buy directly from farmers and farmer collectives. Don't worry about the price of the food. Worry about how much farmers get the share. This is my 6th TED Talk. And each of the TED Talk was an experience by itself for me. And after the first TED Talk, I got in partnership with many people. We made a movie on farmers' issues. It's called Mitti. You can check out on the YouTube. Mitti, Back to Roots. It's a 2-hour feature film in Hindi we made, and it's one of the very popular movie on farmers' issues. The second big thing happened is we are setting up an academy on agroecology. This also came through one of the connections I got through one of the talks I had. And we're going to launch it next year. It's a 36 acres campus where farmers can come, stay, learn about agriculture, agribusiness, and public policy. Events like this are winds of change. If we can take the ideas to execution, things will change. I hope all of you become harbingers of changes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.